Hey, you guys, hello, and welcome to 90 Days Through the Word. My name is Sonia McCullough Lockridge. I am your host, and I joy to come to you in this fashion. Now, today is day 42 of 90 Days Through the Word. We are approaching day 45, our halfway point, ever so fastly. And we have some new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing. I think that if you started with video 1, that you could catch up with us, or you could just start where you are and read with us and then go through the other portion of the text at the time in which you would arrive at that portion of the text. I hope that makes sense. So what I mean is, today is day 42, and if you started reading with us on day 42, then you could read through day 90, and then once day 90 got there, you could start with day 1, and you would still read in 90 days. I hope that makes sense. So today our reading found us in Psalms 69:22 through Psalms 89:13. We read around 20 Psalms today. And it was some very interesting reading. Now, I do want to call our attention to the fact that verses chapter 69, 70, and 72 through 20 are prayers or praises of David's. And Psalms 673 through 83 of this book 3 of Psalms belong to Asaph. Asaph, I think is correct pronunciation. I looked at that pronunciation, then I failed to remember because I did not write it down. I would pronounce it Asaph, but we know that that's not correct. The AS is pronounced as Asaph. So he is the writer of the Psalms 73 through 83. And he was the chief Levite. He was one of the chief Levites. And he was a prominent Levite singer and a seer. So he was a prophet as well. The seer means prophet. So he was a prominent Levi singer and a seer. And the word Asaph, or however you pronounce it, means a gatherer of people. And then David writes 85 and 86, and the sons of Korah write 87, and Heman, the Israelite, writes 88. Now, if you remember, he was part of the artists. He was one of the artists, craftspeople, responsible for some of the designs in regards to the temple, some of the bronze designs and whatnot in regards to the temple. Chapter 89 is written by Ethan, who is also an Ezrahite. And tomorrow, as we venture into book 4, we will begin to read some of Moses' writings in Psalms. And tomorrow our reading starts in Psalms 89:14 through Psalms 108:13. 89:14 through Psalms 108:13. And I said yesterday, I may mention, or at some point I may mention in the comments, that I would explain a little bit how I came to reading the word in 90 days. Number one, I am a creative person. I do not have a seminary degree or anything like that. I am a graphic designer by trade and a photographer by trade, trained in school. And so, where's I going with that? So that is my training, is in design. And so I started designing stuff when I was a little girl, And also, when I was a little girl, my dad, who was a military man, read the entirety of the Word to me while we were stationed in Europe. So, when I began to become an older person, or as I grew, I thought that a lot of these ideas in the Holy Word of God were mine. And I soon learned that they were not, because they were the Lord's, because they were in the Bible. But because I had started hearing the text at such an early age, I think I was either 4 or 5 when my dad was stationed in Europe and he had some time to read the entirety of the Word to me. So that is part of the reason why I read the Word in 90 days. And then I guess it was in around 2016, there was a group of women, I think they're called Ladies Loving and Leading, something like that. They put out a challenge to read the Word in 90 days, and I felt like that challenge was directed at me. And so I took it upon myself to try and read the Word in 90 days, and I failed. I failed miserably. On day 90, I was in a puddle of tears on the floor because I had not achieved the goal of reading the Word, the entirety of the Word, in 90 days. So, but on day 91, the Lord woke me up and reminded me that I still had a chance to complete the reading of the Word in a rapid fashion. And so I ended up reading the entirety of the Word that particular year in 105 days. So our journal contains around 100 and some extra pages, just in case one does not get it read in 90 days. Actually, there's 110 pages, and so I added 20 extra pages to the back of the journal for those of us who do not complete the reading in 90 days. The point is to consume the entirety of the Word of the Lord in a rapid fire fashion. So that is the point, the entire point before we study, to consume all of His Word, all of His wisdom, all of His wonder, all of His work, all of His worship prior to studying. That is our point and that is our aim. And so if this is your first time viewing this video, I would invite you to join us. If this is your 42nd time in viewing this video, this is our aim, and this is the story of how I came to reading the Word in 90 days. And so far, we're on target. So far, we're on track. And I joy that each one of you has joined us. I am elated and excited to be reading the Word with you. And tomorrow, we'll read some more of the book of Psalms. And I hope and pray that you have a blessed day in the Lord. Thank you.